Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. My name is Dylan. Thank you so much for coming by. The Rideshare Hub is a place for Uber and Lyft drivers to be better rideshare drivers and learn how to make more money. Sorry, I'm talking a little bit quiet. You know, I got neighbors who get mad at me for screaming in the middle of the night while I get excited about rideshare news. But today's video, guys, I'm gonna talk a little bit quieter, okay? But today's video is Uber drivers strike and invade Uber investors' homes in California, in Beverly Hills, I believe, in Bel Air, maybe Encino. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, some of the early investors in Uber got paid out really well. And if you guys didn't know, the Uber co-founder, what was his name? Oh, gosh, I'm blanking on his name. But he recently got like kind of, I don't know, bombarded in the media because he bought a $72 million home in Bel Air or Beverly Hills or something. The house is absolutely insane. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, this Uber co-founder is just bought a $71 million, because after the IPO, he cashed out, I guess, or at least some of his shares. And while drivers are making like, you know, whatever, I don't know what the studies are. Some studies say drivers make like $9 an hour or something. After expenses and stuff. But you know us, people on YouTube, we make a little bit more because we know all the strategies and stuff. But yeah, so it was crazy when he bought a $71 million house. But now, there are drivers who are actually showing up at their homes, like organized. This is like getting dangerous now. I mean, this is a little too far, but at the same, no, it's too far. I don't condone this behavior. I don't permit it. It's crazy. I'm gonna go over it. I'm gonna go over why drivers are striking, protesting in front of their houses. Yeah, imagine people, you just invested in a company, you know, you're like, I wanna make some money, let me invest in Uber. 10 years later, drivers are showing up at your door, knocking on your door, throwing eggs. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I'm gonna get into it. And again, I'm gonna go over why they're doing it and why, if it's good or bad for Uber, and if they're getting their voices heard, which obviously I'm talking about it. So that's always the fine line, is like, what is too far? And you guys even saw my video, maybe you haven't, but in New York City, drivers actually stopped the traffic on the freeway. They parked their cars on the freeway and people couldn't get to work. And is that dangerous? Yes, that's very dangerous. But at the same time, the drivers' voices are heard. So you know what I mean? It's like a double-edged sword. You kind of gotta go crazy in order to get your voices heard. And in this case, that's kind of sounds like what it's happening. But before I get into the video, well, into the meat of the video, that was all the introduction. Then I'm gonna get into the meat, and then I'm gonna close out. Before I get into the meat of the video, if you can do me one simple favor and give the video a big thumbs up, I would really appreciate that. And you know, it just helps me out a ton. So smash the thumbs up button and also destroy the subscribe button if you want to be notified. I don't need to explain myself. This is the Rideshare Hub. We have hundreds and hundreds of videos on how to be a better rideshare driver. You can go through the videos on your own time, but now let's get into the video, the meat of the video. This is on Vice. Uber drivers are organizing protests at billionaire investors' homes. Yeah, if you were an investor in Uber at the beginning, like, you know, and you got a good chunk, you're probably a billionaire, because Uber, when it started, was just started by a couple of broke college dropouts and college graduates. You know, Travis Kalanick, he dropped out of UCLA. He was no rich guy by any means, but they convinced some investors to pay up a decent amount of money. So, for instance, if you invested $1 million in Uber when it first started, you're pretty much, you know, that $1 million turned into $1 billion. So let's go into it now. When Uber's early investors cash out on November 6th for the first time since the company went public, drivers on the app will protest outside the homes. So this is happening. Okay, so it actually hasn't even happened yet. Sorry guys, it's happening next week. On November 6th, early Uber investors, founders, and employees will be able to cash out on the ride-hailing company for the first time since it went public in May. It could be a bloodbath or a big payday for those with a large stake in the company. I actually didn't know that. So when was Uber's IPO? So I guess next week, it was on May 9th. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Wait, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So 6 months. Okay, so you're allowed to cash out after 6 months, I guess. That's when the cash comes through, after the IPO. If you guys know what the IPO is, basically Uber now, anybody can buy stock. I can buy stock in Uber. You guys might have seen the Entrepreneur bought stock in Uber. I don't know who else did. I don't know if Rideshare Professor did. I don't know. Maybe not. But, you know, anybody can buy stock in Uber now. So now they're cashing out. Investors aren't the only ones anticipating the occasion, however. Uber drivers, building on momentum from recent organizing victories in California, will use the opportunity to literally get in the faces of companies' top investors. Rideshare drivers plan to demonstrate outside at least 3 investors' homes and offices, including Uber venture capitalist Bill Gurley in Silicon Valley and Uber co-founder Garrett Camp. This is the guy with the $71 million house. Let's look at I believe that's him, right? Yeah, I did make a video on this. Is it 71 or 10 million, 15 million? He drops $15 million on a house in Hollywood Hills. I think he bought a couple houses, guys. I could be wrong, but does this have a movie theater in it? Yes, it does. This is crazy, guys. Look at this. Look at that sick pool, too. That's in the Hollywood Hills, guys. But no view. No view. Interesting. These guys are making billions of dollars while they're claiming they can't afford to pay us a fair wage. Said Jeff Perry, 39. Wow, 39-year-old Uber driver from Sacramento and one of the protest's lead organizers. Oh my gosh, he's actually going public. I mean, this is pretty illegal to show up at somebody's house and protest, I think. This is a great opportunity to highlight the differences between the two classes within Uber. This is one argument that I do not understand. Obviously, the Uber executives, people, that's like me working at Chipotle and I'm only making $10 an hour, and then me going to the Chipotle CEO or, you know, chief financial officer and protesting, hey, how come you make so much more than me? Well, no duh, this guy started the freaking company. Why do you think the investors make more than the drivers? Because well, first of all, these guys were probably already rich, and they invested, and then that's how they make money. And secondly, just because they're making money doesn't mean they're going to pay the drivers more money. That doesn't really work like that at all. So yeah, that's how these companies make money, is by cutting costs at every corner. Uber just laid off like, what, 1,000 employees or something like that? They're not going to raise rates for drivers. They're not even making money themselves as a company. So I don't understand that argument. But if that's your argument, comment down below, you know, because I'm not claiming to be correct. That's just how I think of it. I could be totally wrong, and I'm totally open to having a civil discussion with you if you feel that way. But, you know, let's have a civil discussion and don't use cuss words and stuff. I'll just skip right over that. Probably won't even read it. But if you have an argument, you know, why drivers should be paid, you know, I mean, obviously you know, it wouldn't be bad if you get paid more, but like the wage gap is like, yeah, no duh, the investors are making millions of dollars. What, do drivers deserve to make millions? Okay, whatever. Continuing. 2 groups that represent rideshare drivers in California, Gig Workers Rising in Silicon Valley, and Mobile Workers Alliance in Los Angeles will lead the protests. Actually, really quickly, guys, I just want to see this guy. I want to see his house. So that guy's in the Hollywood Hills. Oh, Bill Gurley. Yeah, look, he's still investing. He just bought $3 million in Stitch Fix. Like, this guy's not, like... Oh, he just made a tweet about Uber. I was like, opened Uber app to get a ride, and to my surprise they showed me a bus route near my house that I could take instead. Never used this route before. Straight shot to my destination. So he actually takes the bus, you know? This is like an interest, like, this looks like a really cool guy, and he's getting bombarded just because he invested in Uber. You know what I mean? I want to see what his house looks like, though. You guys can pretty much just, you know, I don't know. I don't even know how are they even going to find his house? Like, doesn't say anything about his house. Okay, let's finish this really quick. And then I'll finish this up and then share my final thoughts. Uber has rapidly expanded into 700 cities across the world. Uber drivers earn $9.21 an hour after accounting for the cost of gas, car maintenance, and other expenses, according to a 2018 study by Economic Policy. Our overall idea for the protest comes from the sense that this group of people in financial enterprises are getting extremely rich regardless of the way Uber treats its drivers. An Uber driver from the East Bay also involved in the organizing. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so it looks like he has two. He has one in Beverly Hills and one in Hollywood Hills. That's pretty nuts. So he has this one. That's sick house. And then he also has this one, I think. This is like the insane one. What, doesn't even show pictures? What the heck? Where's the pictures? Okay, I gotta type in Garrett Camp. I saw some pictures of this place. Maybe it's like so private that there's no photos of it. Maybe I can go to images. Yeah, it doesn't really, that looks, maybe that's it. No, that's the Hollywood Hills one. Okay, maybe, I guess there's no, I don't know, whatever. I mean, I guess they know where it is. $3.2 billion in the company's stock. Oh my gosh, this guy is freaking loaded. Okay, basically they're gonna protest and invade their houses. Guys, if you're a driver and you're thinking about doing this, I strongly recommend not doing it. These are people's homes. You know, I don't know. I mean, again, I think this is just going, again, it's just going too far. This is like almost, this is probably illegal. I mean, it's invading their privacy. I don't think you want someone showing up at your doorstep. It's probably gonna have security there. You probably won't even be able to get into the street. I don't know. Or if you try to do something funny, you might get arrested. So, I don't know, guys. This is pretty crazy, but comment your thoughts down below. Would you go if you're in LA? Would you go? I mean, if you're watching this and you're not in LA, if you were in LA, would you do this? I'm in LA, well, pretty close to LA. I am definitely not going to their houses. That's just weird. Yeah, guys. So anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video. Leave the video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and make sure to destroy the subscribe button so you will be notified when I post videos on Uber and Lyft. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye, guys.